Hello everyone. This video is going to repeat a lot of things I've already said on my channel. But it seems that many of the new people investigating our flat earth reality are unaware of the lies going around about the flat earth, and that there are actually globe propagandists out there trying to deceive you. I think even the honest flat earth skeptic would have to agree with everything I'm going to present here today. Back in 2015, when I began my flat earth investigation, I started a debate on a fringe online forum where I genuinely asked everyone on the forum to present their best evidence for and against the flat earth. I was not a flat earther, but I figured that a peaceful, Socratic debate was the ideal way to discover the truth. And it was for me, as I discovered, to my chagrin and many sleepless nights, that the earth was indeed flat and stationary. It took me many months of investigation and testing before I would call myself a flat earther, as I certainly did not want to accept it. The entire online debate that I initiated, and thousands of pages of arguments, were eventually shut down by the website as more and more people started seeing how powerful the flat earth argument was. But as part of that debate, I was presented this video from Red's Rhetoric. Actually, it was a longer observational video of a sailboat supposedly disappearing behind the curvature. This is a shortened version, and this video is still listed by Red's Rhetoric as proof of the curvature. I remember this video well because it had a huge psychological impact on me, as the globe proponents were very excited about it. According to them, this observational video should have ended the flat earth debate. I actually thought the globe proponents were right at first glance. But I watched the video carefully, and I noticed something was wrong with the claim, as the far distant birds were mirroring themselves and disappearing higher than what appeared to be the horizon line. Jeranism later made a terrific video on the subject. This is still one of my favorite flat earth videos ever made because of its impact on me. Here's a short clip of Jaren's video, and I'll have a link in the description to the full video so you can head over to Jeranism's channel and watch it later.
Now here I put a little arrow, and if you watch carefully, right at that line you will see clearly the waves of water as they run by the boat, and you can see the reflection of the left sail in the water. That's not the boat, that is a reflection. Just like in this image here of the sunset, that is not the sun melting into the water, that is the actual water. Kind of reminds you of this image here, this gentleman walking on a mirage street, and obviously the bottom of his body has been eaten up. And that is what's happening on the ocean when we look at boats. The bottom of the boat has been eaten up. Here you can look underneath that right sail. There's nothing there, whereas the actual boat, which I superimposed, had different sections of the boat there.
At this point, it looks like only the sail is visible. Kick ass.
Yeah, Red, kick ass. See, if you really were all about science, you'd conduct non-biased tests, not ones with a clear motive to prove current known facts. See, I'm challenging those facts, and well, I just knocked one of them off its perch.
Now, to any reasonable, objective, truthful person, Jeren destroyed Red's Rhetoric's claim that the boat was disappearing over the curvature. It's quite fascinating, but mirages swallow distant objects from the bottom up. The bottom of the boat did not go over any imaginary curvature. Without question, the bottom of the boat disappeared into a mirage, and the rest of the boat faded into the atmosphere. It's not even debatable, as you can clearly see the mirage line. Now, I can understand if it was a simple mistake by Red's Rhetoric, as we were all just learning about this long-distance mirage phenomenon. But not one of the globe supporters would admit this obvious fact after it was pointed out. Red's Rhetoric still has this video up and is still using it as proof of the curvature. It's false, it's a lie, and he knows it. Globe propagandists still use mirages as proof of the curvature. Red's Rhetoric was my first introduction to the fact that there are people out there pretending to be objective, but are actually lying and trying to deceive you into believing in the globe and space. Then we had Soundly show up with his video as proof of the curvature, And this video of his made soundly famous as a flat earth debunker. Just like Red's Rhetoric's video, the video image is unquestioningly distorted by a mirage, creating only the appearance of curvature. Here's a video on a subsequent day by a flat earther showing how there is absolutely no curvature there when there is no mirage present. Again, it's provable and demonstrable that Soundly's video is not proof of curvature, but of the peculiar visual effects of an opaque mirage. Any truthful investigator would have to conclude the same. But not one Globe supporter will point out Soundly's obvious falsehood. Soundly is a fraud, and all of his Globe supporters like Metabunk, who use Soundly's video as proof of curvature, are despicable enemies of truth, and that makes them anti-God. There are so many proofs of the flat earth that I've shared on my channel, but the fact that the Globe supporters have to continually lie and support each other's lies was also a huge proof for me of the flat earth. I received an email the other day from a flat earth investigator asking a bunch of typical questions about the flat earth. In his email, the investigator included a link to one of the many YouTube promoted flat earth debunking videos out there. Apparently, the investigator's brother used it as proof of the curvature. The lies make me literally sick, but I need you to watch this short clip from the video. Here we go.
A few years back, the Discovery Channel had a program where they used lasers and telescopes to show that the surface of a large lake was curved due to the curvature of the Earth.
Let me know when you can see us on spots of the horizon. All right, Brian, how many feet are we above the lake?
24 feet.
The Flat Earth proponents responded to this program with a series of videos on YouTube.
I'm gonna go with CGI on that whole helicopter thing, because people would say, oh, look, well, what do you mean it's CGI? You saw the helicopter. Yeah, I also seen giant robots fighting in downtown Chicago. That doesn't make it real.
All of which supposedly show errors made by the people behind the Discovery Channel program. What drives this sort of stubborn refusal to deal with reality? Part of the problem is that even the simplest demonstrations, like Wallace's or the Discovery Channels, require careful preparation and specialized equipment. Not everybody has access to a helicopter and a telescope to do these sorts of tests. That's often a complaint that the Flat Earth people make. They need to personally experience the evidence, rather than trusting the measurements of other people.
Yeah, like we need a helicopter to measure the supposed curvature. But I do think it's awesome that D. Marble got it absolutely right, but we'll get back to that. It's also funny that that's the same D. Marble who proved with a laser that there was absolutely no curvature at a distance of 10 miles, much further than the Discovery Channel's bogus helicopter claim. But what makes the PBS video, and to be clear, it wasn't the Discovery Channel, but PBS's series called Genius, but what makes the PBS video so rotten is that this helicopter event was entirely fabricated and it's provable. I made a video on it a while back. Remember, PBS claimed that the helicopter descended behind the curvature and then came up from behind the curvature of the Earth back into view of the telescope. But as you will see, when the helicopter descends, there is a group of birds with a peculiar flight pattern. And then when the helicopter subsequently ascends, the same birds appear and in the same exact flight pattern. Not only that, the waves match as well. Only the image of the helicopter changes, meaning that the helicopter video was added.
As it lands, I got him. I got him. As it lands,
Without question, PBS lied and faked the curvature. And this isn't some simple mistake. This was intentional, as it took serious effort to add a fake image of a helicopter supposedly hiding behind the curvature of the Earth. Why would PBS lie about the curvature? So, to the individual who emailed me that link, send your brother the proof that PBS lied to him and is still used by globe propagandists as proof of the curvature. But here's another big lie about the curvature, this time by National Geographic. Here's a clip from an old video I made on the subject.
But sure enough, as the boat reaches the horizon, the stripes begin to disappear one by one.
It's pretty amazing. You can actually see it pretty clearly with this camera here. And you see that the red stripe that was at the bottom has completely disappeared, and it's now getting closer to sort of the middle green stripe, that is.
So we've lost about 1.5 stripes.
Right. So this can only happen why?
Because of the curvature of the Earth.
Please ask yourself, why would well-respected media companies take serious effort to fake the curvature? But let's continue on to another lie. Of course, flat earthers believe that Antarctica is not a continent, but the shoreline of the known world. Antarctica could be something else, but unfortunately for truth, and quite conveniently for the globe lie, independent travel is not allowed below the 60th south parallel due to the Antarctic Treaty, and so answers to the Antarctic question and whether there is a 24-hour sun in Antarctica for 4 months every year is difficult to come by. Strangely, and quite coincidentally, as pointed out by Jaron in another video, the Antarctic stations have consistently turned off their live cameras every day, which would prove a 24-hour sun if there was one. Here's a little clip from Jaron's video.
All right, so here we go. We're looking at this webcam footage. I'll leave the link in the description. We're looking from February 2012 all the way to April 2014. Started at this one here, and let's watch the shadow as it does its 360, proving the globe. Or maybe not. We can watch the shadows on all these webcam videos, and we can see that never do the shadows complete a 360-degree turn. In fact, never is there a video of an entire day. We could look up here and see at the time that it will go through and 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, then it will skip to 10 for no reason. Remember, these are the webcam videos supposedly for the purpose of showing us the 24-hour sun at the South Pole. And we can see that the sun goes by the horizon there, right to left. But does the sun go behind us? So watch these shadows and you'll see them start, grow, and then skip. Start, grow, and skip. So what they're showing us is proof of absolutely nothing other than the fact that they have edited these webcam videos. You may also notice that these shadows start long, then become short in the middle, and then go long again, which would be the case on a flat Earth map where the sun is coming from your northeast and far away, which would cause a long shadow. As it passes the horizon, it would be even with you and cause a short shadow, and as it leaves, heading off to your northwest, it would again cause a long shadow. But one thing should be evident, that these are all edited and cut. So again, you can watch the sun as it comes from your northeast, across the horizon, and then takes off to the northwest. The sun does not go behind us as would be required in a 360-degree sun path around the southern continent. Clearly, this shows us, if anything, that trickery is afoot.
Jaron is right. Trickery is afoot. Independent travel is not allowed outside the 60th south parallel, and we have all of these webcam videos being edited every day. The coincidences are a bit strange, aren't they? But here's another big lie regarding the 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and there is no disputing this. The clip you're going to see is from a documentary called Antarctica: A Year on Ice. It was on Netflix. I don't know if it's still there, but I think it was DITRH who originally discovered this little gem, and you can definitely check it out for yourself. But let's start off with the whole clip unedited. It's a little boring, but I want you to see it unedited to prove that I'm not taking anything out of context.
It's the middle of summer. If we check the time, it's, just after 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock midnight, though.
Now, you're going to see the beginning of the time lapse and then the end of the time lapse. 2 little clips. Please note that these 2 clips are supposed to be separated by 24 hours. Did you notice the problem? Now I'm going to put the beginning of the clip on top, and then the end of the time lapse, which was supposed to be 24 hours later, on the bottom, and sync them. Like the PBS birds, the clouds and the sun are exactly the same at 2 different times. As you can see, the sun and clouds were looped to create a phony 24-hour sun. Why lie about this? Why would they go to this much effort to fake something that should be easily filmed? If you have any love of the truth, that should really bother you. Let me share just one more clip of Antarctica fakery. This is from an entirely different Antarctica documentary. To begin, I want to point something out that I just noticed as I was making this video. The same music was used for both of these fake 24-hour sun Antarctic documentaries. Listen. That's a bit coincidental, isn't it? I'm guessing the same fraudsters made both videos. But let's get to the main point. Again, please watch the original clip unedited. This isn't something I really need to spend time on. There are a few more detailed analysis videos out there showing that the sun is fake by comparing it to real images of the sun, like in this time-lapse video. But you have to be a damn idiot if you think that that Antarctic video is showing genuine footage of the sun. Seriously, can't you tell which one is fake? It's a silly cartoon image, and they're using digital imaging editing software as there are graphic layers. Of course, the wristwatch is a computer graphic, and notice that the compass directions are partially hidden behind the mountains, evincing layering. See how the words north and west are partially hidden behind the mountains? Combine that with the cartoon sun. Again, you'd have to be a moron to think that this is real footage, and yet this footage is repeatedly shown by globe propagandists as proof of the Antarctic 24-hour sun, if you can believe that. We have fake curvature videos by our globe propagandists, Res Rhetoric and Soundly, and those videos are held up as proof of the curvature by all of the major globe supporters, even though the claim is patently and obviously false. We have PBS falsifying and manipulating their footage and deceiving their viewers by adding a helicopter to make it appear as though it disappeared behind the Earth's curvature. We have National Geographic, which can't count stripes and has no clue what the alleged globe horizon is, as no boat can be hidden behind a curvature when the horizon is further than the boat. We have a 100% fraudulent Antarctic video using a video loop and an obvious cartoon sun to both fake a 24-hour sun in Antarctica. For the honest globe supporter, don't you think these lies tend to point to a problem with the official globe narrative and heliocentric model? And I haven't even begun to touch upon the fakery of NASA in space. Like I said before, the globe lies, combined with all of the observable, repeatable, and testable evidence of the flat Earth, prove to me that the Earth is flat and stationary. Till next time.
Don't be afraid of the boogeyman. Don't be afraid of